Hello everyone and welcome back to the YellowDog 3D Tips blog. Today we're going to be having a look at subsurface scattering. So subsurface scattering is when light sort of absorbs into an object and creates this sort of translucent effect. You would see this often in sort of like candle waxy textures in human flesh, so like when the light shines through the ears of a human or things like that. So we're just going to jump into Maya, and I've just got this really simple setup, and it's just an area light and a torus. And I'm just going to show you how the subsurface scattering works with Arnold. So I'm just going to do an IPR render of this scene, and you can see the light is just being blocked by this object. But if we create a Arnold standard texture on this object and go to its settings, we're going to go to the diffuse settings and just turn the weight right down for now, so we can see visually what is happening much easier. So as you can see, we're just getting a completely black screen. When we start affecting the subsurface scattering parameters, I'm just going to set the colour to like a tealy blue colour, and I'm going to turn the weight up, and you can see the light is starting to shine through this object. So I'm just going to move this window to one side, and I'm just going to affect this radius value, and that's sort of how much of the object this light can penetrate through. So you'll see if I put this radius value to white, the light is completely penetrating the object and it's almost illuminating it, so we can really clearly see what's happening here. So I can just rotate around this object and show you exactly what's happening, and I will just change this diffusion profile value to cubic and see that it gives us a much different effect, but empirical is the recommended setting for realism. So I'm just going to change it back, and now I'm just going to see what happens when we add some diffuse colours. So I'm going to put a green colour in the diffuse and turn the weight up. So now we've got this sort of green coloured torus with blue illumination running through it. And we can affect all the other parameters just like we would in any other Arnold texture. So I'm going to turn the specular weight up a little bit, just to show you how that's starting to affect the quality of this sort of render. So I'll just run a normal render instead of an IPR. Obviously we've got quite low samples here, but so we're getting some grain, but you can see what's happening. We're getting sort of a blue waxy illumination running through the object. So that's just the first example. Here I've got a much more interesting scene of a nice piece of geometry shaped like a T-Rex. It's got some nice thin bits that the light can penetrate through better. So if I just do a render of this, it's just got a bit of diffuse colour to it, just a white, and you can see it's not very interesting to look at. So I'm just going to run an IPR, and I'm going to turn the weight of the diffuse right down so it just goes black. I'm going to go down to the subsurface scattering tab, and I'm going to turn the colour to sort of a purple colour, and nothing's happening just yet because we haven't turned the weight on of the subsurface scatter. So you'll see as I start to increase this, a little bit of purple is introduced to the image. So that is the purple sort of inside of it being illuminated. If I turn the radius of this up, you'll see that the light is penetrating through the thinner areas of this piece of geometry. So the radius value is completely dependent on the scale of your geometry. So I'm just going to go up to the diffuse value and put a bit of yellow colour in there and turn the weight up, and as you can see we're starting to get quite an interesting effect. In fact, I'm going to turn this colour to sort of a bluey colour, so it just looks a little bit nicer. And you can see it looks as though this object is made of a sort of light purple colour, but the sort of surface colour is blue. So if I go back down to the subsurface scattering and turn the weight up to 2, you'll see the purple starts to become much more prominent. You can put this value beyond 1, but I find leaving it as 1 gives probably the best effect. And obviously we can change things like the specular to make it look a little bit more plasticky, so it just looks a lot like a little plastic figurine of a T-Rex with the light sort of penetrating through it. And it just gives that nice realistic effect if you're aiming for sort of plastic or rubber or things like that. So if we wanted to increase the quality of our render, we can always go into the render settings and turn the subsurface scattering samples up a little bit. Then if we render, you will notice that there is much less noise in the image, so that's just a good way of controlling the noise that you're getting. So I've got another example for you. So here is a nice little scene of a candle, and it's being illuminated by the flame on top. So if we wanted to create a waxy texture, we can just apply an Arnold standard texture to the candle. So I'm just going to make it a bit of a candle-y looking colour, sort of a slightly yellow colour, and I'm going to turn the weight down again and go down to the subsurface scattering settings. I'm going to change this to also a similar sort of yellowy colour, and I'm going to do an IPR render of this. And as you can see, the light isn't penetrating through the candle at all, so we're going to turn the weight to 1, and that's going to start to shade the candle sort of a yellowy colour. but you'll see as we start to increase the radius of this subsurface scattering, you will see the light starting to penetrate through the candle, and you'll notice that this is starting to create the effect that a candle would usually have, so the light sort of leaking through the length of the candle, illuminating internally. So I can change this weight setting, but I like to just keep it as 1 just for good practice. So as you can see, as I decrease this radius, the bit of illumination gets thinner, and as I increase the radius value, you can see the light starting to penetrate through the candle more. So this is how you would create a standard waxy texture. So you'll see that this radius value is really important for the overall effect that you're getting, but it is scene dependent, so depending on the scale of your object, this radius value is going to have a different effect. So I've just done a little render there, and you can see it's quite noisy, but we can always fix this in the render settings and under the subsurface scattering samples. So here's the last example I've got for you, and it's just 3 cubes just next to each other, all with a subsurface scattering texture applied. So if we just do a quick render, you'll see that they're all being subsurface scattered individually, so they're not behaving as one mass. So if you wanted to make them behave as one mass, we can actually go to our cube shape options, go under the Arnold tab, which you can just find near the bottom, and you'll see this SSS set name. So we just put anything here, sort of create a new set name and paste it into all of the different cubes. They will all start behaving as one mass, so the subsurface scattering is going to affect them as if they were all joined together. So I'll show you the difference. So I'll save this render, and I'll show you a before and after. So before, they're all sort of being scattered individually, and now they're behaving as one mass, all being scattered at the same time. Once again, this has been the YellowDog 3D Tips blog. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more 3D tips. Cheers!